I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Can we please have a moment of silence? All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Steve.
Councilperson Canafari,
Present.
Councilperson Papachak,
Here.
Councilperson Bullard, Councilperson Sarsfield,
Present.
Councilperson Freshwater,
Here.
Council President Denko,
Here.
Mayor Rowley.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, Councilman White.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, I'm very honored and privileged to present, Katie, if you want to present a young lady who, in my opinion, did a stellar job for our community. She took it upon herself, her own initiative, to help people that were in need. Over a year ago, I'm sure everybody remembers the fire at Jay's Restaurant and building there, and residents lost everything. And this young lady took it upon herself to set up a fundraising effort to get clothes, furniture, whatever was needed. And she put in hour after hour helping our residents, and me personally will be forever grateful. But this evening, long time coming, we would like to present her with this Carnegie Borough resolution expressing our appreciation. So I'll read it, and it says, whereas on this, on the 14th of October, 2019, Carnegie Borough Council, the Honorable Mayor Stacy Riley, and our citizens present Miss Katie Baker with this letter of recognition. Whereas, in the time of need, Miss Katie Baker took it upon herself to start a drive for clothing, furniture, and necessary items for the residents of the Sterling Building who were displaced by fire that took place on March 3rd, 2018. And whereas, without hesitation, Ms. Katie Baker stepped forward to lend her hands and her heart to those that were in need. And whereas, Ms. Katie Baker displayed an excellent example to all of us on how one person can make a difference and have a positive impact on people's lives. And now, therefore, it is resolved that on this, the 14th of October, 2019, Carnegie Borough Council, the Honorable Mayor Stacy Riley, and our citizens publicly recognize Ms. Katie Baker for all of her hard work and honor her as an outstanding citizen in the Borough of Carnegie, and witness thereof. And all council and mayor sign this.
Wait, Mike, Steve's going to get a picture.
I'm terrible at speaking. When I saw the fire happen, I just felt it in my heart to do something as a community member, as we were supposed to be there for in times of need. I'm so grateful to the people that helped. And this is really for them, and not just for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That wasn't too terrible, that was pretty nice.
Right. As we all know, on September 23rd, we had an apartment fire at Honest Wagner. And I just want to say thank you again to all of the first responders. As I say time and time again, they're the ones that rush in when everyone is trying to run away. In particular, I'd like to recognize with a letter of commendation Officer Quattro and Officer Cook. So if you could please come up to the front. Dear Officer Quattro and Officer Cook, on September 23rd, you responded to the scene of an apartment fire at Honest Wagner apartment building. You were the first officers on scene, and you quickly assessed the situation and determined the fire was coming from a fourth-floor apartment. Disregarding your own safety, you rushed into the smoke-filled fourth floor without any type of breathing apparatus and dragged a female victim from her burning apartment to safety. Unfortunately, the resident passed away several weeks later due to her injuries. However, your quick, decisive, and courageous actions gave her the best chance for survival. Your actions are in keeping with the highest traditions of the Carnegie Police Department and are to be commended. Thank you, Mayor Stacy Riley and Chief Kennedy.
Are there any public comments on any of the listed motions? Okay. Administrator.
Thank you, Madam President. Administration, A, motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting on Monday, September 9th, 2019, and Monday, October 7th, 2019.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
B, motion to adopt ordinance number 2463, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie, County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, authorizing the delegation of powers set forth in a joint municipal agreement for law enforcement services with respect to the shared use of holding cells with the Borough of Heidelberg.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Would somebody like to read bills tonight?
I'll read those. Finance, motion this evening, motion to approve the October 2019 bill list and bill list addendum.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Steve.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater,
Yes.
Councilperson Pavlicek,
Yes.
Councilperson Canafari,
Yes.
Council President Demko.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Councilman Freshwater, Public Works.
I move to authorize payment number 1 to Insight Pipe Contracting LLC in the amount of $29,048.39 for sewage facility improvements completed between August 19th and September 6th, 2019, contract number 2019-02B.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Steve.
Councilperson Canafari,
Yes.
Councilperson Pavlicek,
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield,
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater,
Yes.
Council President Demko.
Yes.
Motion passes.
I move to authorize payment number 1 to Youngblood Paving Incorporated in the amount of $324,383.89 for work completed to date on the Borough of Carnegie 2019 Road Improvement Program, contract number 2019-03.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Steve.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Fitzwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I move to authorize execution of release agreement in order to undertake cautionary work for hillside stabilization at 520 East Main Street.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And that's the last one.
Public safety.
Thank you, Madam President. Motion A is a motion to advertise ordinance number 2464, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie, County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, amending Chapter 15, Section 204 and Section 205 of the Borough Code of Ordinances relating to motor vehicles and traffic.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Code enforcement.
Thank you, Madam President. I have one motion this evening. A motion to approve the application of Nicholas and Sartorius Contest for development of a mixed-use facility, amusement/light manufacturing located at Vine Street, Lot and Block 103-2-44, as recommended by the Planning Commission on Tuesday, September 24, 2019. Contingent upon approved KLH engineers review and parking variance if required.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I just want to, if I may, Madam President, mention that this facility that they're speaking of putting up on Vine Street will be like a cheerleading facility. It'll be where they can come and compete and practice, and it's just a nice contribution to the neighborhood to bring more people in and bring their families in to participate. So just wanted to let you know what that is about. That's all.
Okay, committee reports, administration,
I have nothing this evening, Madam President.
finance, those are on here. Steve, do you have anything for him?
I do not.
Code enforcement,
Nothing this evening, Madam President.
public works.
Nothing to say.
I have nothing this evening. Public safety,
Nothing.
managers report.
Thank you, Council President. I have a couple updates from the past month. We had recently received a number of grant awards. Number one is the PA Department of Community and Economic Development. We received $85,000 for flood mitigation that will go for work in Campbell's Run along Lexington Court. So that will be to remove any unnecessary debris that would be along the creek that will help, obviously, our flow coming from upstream. Number two, we received $30,000 through Active Allegheny, which will be for a Rails to Trails connector study that would take the train tracks out in front of the building and look at possibly going to Collier to connect with the Panhandle Trail. This is just a study to see if that would be feasible in the future. However, this is something we've been working on for a long time, so these funds will allow us to look further into that. The farmers market had just ended a number of weeks ago, and just to report back from that, overall, over the time that we had this summer, we had 34 vendors that have participated, which was a big increase from the first year. We have a lot of them already confirmed for next year, so I'll be working with the mayor and administration to get that started, so we should probably start sometime at the beginning of the year for that. As far as that goes, that's the updates that I have for this month. Thank you.
Grenade Volunteer Fire Department EMS report.
Thank you again. For the month of September, We reported 17 fire calls and 105 ambulance EMS calls.
Mayor's report.
Thank you, Madam President. The department's activity for September 2019, criminal arrests and citations, 14, traffic stops, 23, traffic citations, 11, parking tickets, 73, and complaints and self-initiated activity, 806. I just wanted to remark, I was actually away for the beginning part of October, but right before I left, Carnegie Swings, the library's annual fundraiser, I attended, and I just have to tell you, Maggie, you and your staff, you guys nailed it this year. It was such an enjoyable event. The talent and program, it was out of this world.
Homegrown.
Yeah, exactly. My husband and I couldn't stop talking about it. We really enjoyed ourselves, and I know that everybody else did. A lot of good feedback, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, I missed the Fall Fest, but I was elated when I came back because all of the feedback that I heard from the businesses and community members and everyone just said that it was an amazing family-friendly event, and I think it drew a lot of people from the Carnegie community itself down there, and I heard wonderful things, saw great pictures, and I really look forward to that being an annual event going forward, so well done. Some of the events that we have going on for the rest of October: Wednesday, October 16th from 7 to 8 at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, there will be the Substance Addiction Ministry Open House, and that is at 330 3rd Avenue. You can join experts for a dialogue on the addiction problem and assistant opportunities for our area. All are welcome to attend that. Thursday, October 17th at 6 p.m. is the Carnegie Elementary School Open House. Saturday, October 19th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the CAMA church tour. So many of the local churches will have an open house so folks can come in and see inside these beautiful places of worship. And there is a flyer. I don't know if we have it hanging up downstairs, but we can get you more information. On Saturday, October 26th at 12 noon is the annual Children's Halloween Promenade. Registration is at noon at the Main Street Bridge in downtown Carnegie, and the promenade begins at 12:30 with free treat bags and prizes for all the children, and also awards are given for the top 3 costumes in 5 different age groups. After the promenade, many local businesses will be open for a trick or treat along with a special trunk and treat sponsored by our local churches. This is free and open to all community children, infants through 6th grade. It is a really great tradition, so it's so cute to see all the kids dressed up. Then we have on Thursday, October 31st, Trick or Treat, and the hours are from 6 to 8 in Carnegie, and I would just like to caution everyone to be careful, drive carefully, they'll be out on the streets, so keep that in mind. Friday, November 1st is the Carnegie Boys and Girls 11th Annual Comedy Night Fundraiser, and this will be held on Friday at Cefalos Banquet Hall in Carnegie. This is the Boys and Girls Club main fundraiser of the year, and the proceeds are used to provide summer camp scholarships for many of our local children. Additionally, this event also supports the Teen Employment Program. Tickets are $75, and for more information and sponsorship opportunities, you can contact Dom at the Boys and Girls Club. Wednesday, November 6th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we have the free career fair, and this is sponsored by the JFCS Career Development Center and the United Way at the Andrew Carnegie Free Library and Music Hall. Many local employers, along with training and resource providers, will be on hand to discuss employment opportunities. And then, just to put it on your calendar, save the date, Saturday, December 7th, Carnegie celebrates the season. That's when Santa comes to the library from 11 to 1. There's crafts and other fun activities that begin at 10. And then the night before, Friday, December 6th, we will be having the lighting of the tree. And typically, it was where the other tree used to be, down by the PNC parking lot. This year, however, we'll be holding it here at the Borough building. So that's all I have this evening, Madam President. Thank you.
Public comments? Anybody?
time for public comment or?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just want to, my name is Bob Potterchill from the Shade Tree Commission. And I'd just like to address council on the status of the replacement of the tree by PNC. We found a tree, it's $450. It's a Norway spruce. Originally, we wanted a Scots pine, Italia, with Andrew Carnegie. But that's a national tree of Scotland. We thought it'd be a nice tie-in. But they're no longer commercially grown. So we did find one very close to the Scots pine, the Norway spruce. But it's a 14-foot tree, B&B they call it, burlap and bag. We'll need to pick it up, though. Public Works can go with probably need the dump truck to pick it up. But that was the best price we found. The next closest price was $600. And we still have $480 in our Shade Tree Commission budget to cover it. So if Borough Council could vote on that, we recommended from the Shade Tree Commission that that's the best option right now that we find. So, but the sooner we can get it in the ground, the better, because it'll be.
Do we have to vote on that, Steve, or no?
I don't have
You know, oh, okay. Okay, that's great. And let's see what else. Oh, great news on that grant about Borough Street. That's fantastic news. And I know Connor Lamb's office, he was very interested in helping Carnegie on that, so I'm glad to see that came through. And the Railroad Trail Connector study, that's fantastic too. That would be a big boon for the town. Great plus. And I did have a question about the slope stabilization, Public Works. What is involved with that, East Main Street?
So what that is, Bob, it's down towards the border of East Carnegie and Carnegie.
Oh,
and there was an area of, basically a small portion of area that was removed, and there's going to be some blocks put into place to stabilize it. It's right underneath the Parkway exit on Lydia Street.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't need any trees there.
Oh, no, it's not even as wide as where we're sitting here.
Because we did have some trees coming in the spring,
Right.
some evergreens, so we could have that on.
This is tucked away, so we could use those better somewhere else.
Okay.
Thank
But
you.
the trees that are coming in the spring will be conifers, they'll be evergreens, and they're very effective at absorbing particulate pollution. We have a lot of truck traffic there and bus traffic, so that'll help improve our overall health. So that's all I have, sir. Thanks.
Thanks, Bob.
I would like to talk about the paving of Harrison Avenue. It's in terrible shape, okay? As you come into the tunnels off Arch Street, make the left. First left you make is Harrison. And I have some pictures of what it looks like.
That's on our list already.
Is
That's
it?
going to get done.
Yeah, that's going to be done. It's terrible. I lived up there 40 years and it's been paved one time in 40 years. Okay.
We're going to
So
pay for it now.
it really needs to be done.
It'll probably be done in August. I can't do it now. That's on our list to do. So.
Okay, because I'm not the only.
Yeah,
I'm 43. I've lived actually on that street. I moved there when I was 10 and I live in Penny, so it's bad.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I know it is. It's bad.
And the thing is, like, we drive around Carnegie, and so many of the streets have been done, it looks so good. I mean, when you did Harrison Avenue, the Front Street, Morrow Avenue, the Front Street, it looks great. I mean, you drive even around Dunbar Street off of Railroad, they're all done, they look really great, and then there's Harrison.
Well, those are done by like our contractors. We just bought a paver like 3 years ago. So all the alleys were doing in-house.
Yeah, they look great.
So
Yeah.
that's on the list to get done. That's the next one.
Yeah, I mean, they look great, they really do.
That will get done, I promise you that. So.
Sorry you have to go through one more winter with it.
That's-
We promise it'll be done.
as long as we hear it's next year or whenever,
It'll be done
that's
next
great.
year.
Thank you.
Okay.
And what address are you at, sir?
516 Morrow, but my garage is in the back.
We're actually on Harrison.
We're on Harrison.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hi,
on a little bit happier note here, hopefully. My name's Jeannie Williams. I am a Carnegie resident, and I work for JFCS Career Development Center. Thank you for giving accolades already for the job fair that's coming November 6th. Really appreciate it. It's a great opportunity for not only those who are unemployed, underemployed, or are changing the trajectory of their career, but it's also an opportunity for all of these amazing employers to come in and see our town, maybe for the first time. We have some heavy hitters like Allegheny County Airport Authority, Amazon, FedEx Ground. We try to go through all the different sectors and industries and pull from a good variety, like hospitality. We have Omni William Penn, we have Weston, US Steel, goes on and on, Quest, People's Gas. So we also have training like Bidwell and KML Carpenters, New Century Careers, all of these things. So we try to be very cognizant of the needs of the community. And I'm very happy that after long toil for this is Union Electric still is going to join us as well. So our neighbor will be here as well with some great jobs. So I do have out there, when you first walk in, for anybody who would like to advertise, my biggest concern is to have these heavy hitters come and no one's coming in. So they are out here. Please pay it forward for some people who need to have that impetus to get a job. And we will help them as career counselors to finagle that room. And just one quick segue to that, one thing that wasn't mentioned, thanks to Steve and a host of people here, there will be a preparation for the job fair, and it's going to be right here at Carnegie Borough. So the Carnegie Career Fair will be at the beautiful Carnegie. Thank you, Maggie and gang, for that. But we're going to get people ready to be successful for the career fair on November 4th, and we'll be there to help people and teach them how to be successful. And don't forget to vote on the 5th. So thank you for your time.
Excuse me.
Appreciate it.
Do you send that to the high schools? Are the high schools allowed to come, or are they not yet?
You know,
Like the
we really
seniors?
don't gear ourselves to that unless they're giving it to their parents. But I would say if they are graduating and going off to college, certainly we work with people, young folks 17, 18, up to people who can't retire. So professionals, non-professionals, yeah. But to gear and really hone in on the high schools, we did not do that.
Jeannie, on the 4th, what time is that in?
Yes, so November 4th will be 10 until noon, right here.
And do they have to pre-register or?
So we like to have it, it's preferred, but walk-ins are welcome.
Okay.
And then at the job fair on the 6th at the library, it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's open to the public, but also registration does help us to get a good count. And the list of employers that I was just reading from, there is a link on the flyer to be able to get all of the employers. Thank you for your time, but I really want this to work for the people we serve here in Carnegie and surrounding areas, and to show off the town with the employers. So, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Jean.
So I'd like to, on September 24th and 25th at Sioux Falls Banquet Hall, there was a gathering of disabled and homeless veterans. And I have Mr. Len Sofolo here tonight. He'll be able to talk more about it. But they were there for, well, basically, Len called me and asked me if I'd like to participate in the function. And veterans there, I guess there were about 80 of them. They were there for the camaraderie, a great meal that was prepared by Len's son Dean, and for clothing, especially winter clothing at this time of the year, which they really need. and they were very, you can imagine, very grateful for it. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Lenzafolo and Mr. Almantoro from the Carnegie Elks Club, who organized and took care of all these people.
You caught me at the right time. I turned in the thing for Elks National Foundation, so going from memory, I can keep it pretty short. So anyhow, thanks for coming in. We really appreciate your help. So on September 24th and 25th, Carnegie Elks Lodge, 831, along with Allegheny Lodge, hosted a dinner to feed homeless veterans that are in transition. What that means is they're not living on the streets. They're in some type of a program, and once they get through this program, they're going to move out to their own housing. That's the fellows, and Lenny really stepped to the plate and helped us out. This is the second one we did this year. The first one, Lenny and I and Joe Iacona more or less flew by the seat of our pants, but when we put it together, we did well. Over the 2 nights, we served 80 veterans from the VA, Shepherd's Heart, Veterans Place in Crabtree, Cavassiac City Missions out in Washington, PA. At both dinners, we served 80 veterans, and the monies from the Spotlight Grant from the Elks National Foundation, Freedom Grant from the Elks National Foundation, and monies donated from Carnegie Lodge members, Allegheny Lodge members, American Legion Post 82, and clothes donated by the CWA 13,000, which is down on 3rd Street. 1 church in Carnegie donated money and 1 business. We distributed the winter clothes for the homeless veterans, at-risk veterans. Each veteran was treated to a delicious meal that actually he said Dean did, but you know, Lenny and I actually made that.
Okay, well, I had some of it too, so it was pretty good no matter who did it.
Delicious meal. They will select all brand new clothing. We had new underwear, new thermal underwear. We had gloves, we had hats, we had socks, we had flannel shirts, sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts. The Elks American Legion and veterans, we sat with them while they were eating dinner. We listened to their stories. We had help from different organizations that would help them, whatever they were doing in the transition. And one other thing I found out, I was in a meeting in Harrisburg over the weekend, and Elks National Foundation, if you know a veteran that's in transition, we can give them up to $300 per veteran for clothing, bed linens, dinner plates, toasters if they're moving into their own house. So if you know anybody in that, please contact me. We have $4 million to give, so we can do that for somebody that's moving out. We also purchased $750 worth of Target gift cards and divided them on 4 agencies above. Then in turn, they will use the money specifically for the veterans' needs, whatever the men and women needed. As I mentioned, we shared the meal with the veterans and helped them select winter clothing. We also purchased all the winter clothing and transported to the venue. Kate contacted a company called Bombas. You ever hear them advertise on the radio? They're a sock company, and they donated 1,000 pair of socks for the veterans. So we were able to do that. We worked with Lenny and Dean and Kathy, and they put the dinner together. All the clothes that we had left over, they had a stand down where that's veterans come and they get to take a shower, they get medical attention, things like that, and we took all those clothes down there that was left over and we distributed them. The Freedom and Spotlight grants were made possible from Elks National Foundation. How we qualified for the $8,000 in grants, each lodge met their per capita. In Carnegie's case, we had to meet a per capita of $4.75 per member. We have 66 members for a total of $313.50. So we gave them $313.50 and they gave us $4,000 back. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. We're going to do it again next year. We're going to have it at Lenny's. We're only going to do it one day. And what we need is we need help sometimes at the venue, but we need more help trying to get in touch with the veterans agencies to get the people there. We contacted 15, and we had 4 agencies that sent people. So there's a lot, that's where we had our problem. We just couldn't get in touch with the right people. I sent out an email to all the ones that didn't come and said, what did we do wrong? You know, and I got some good feedback. Some needed transportation. Well, we know that, so we can do that next year. But more importantly, what we need is our lodge. We have 66 members. We have 14 members that do all the work. We have 24 members that live out of state. The way we're structured right now, we're going to probably be around for 3 to 4 more years because we don't have enough manpower, nor do we have the money. So I guess I'm asking for help. Anybody that wants to become an elk. It's one night a month. We have a meeting. We don't do a lot of heavy stuff. We don't do the heavy lifting. But this year we'll give back $19,000 to the community from Elks National Foundation. So in order for us to continue our good work, we need to get a significant increase in membership. And I do mean significant. So we're welcome anybody that can come along. And Lenny, do you think that?
Sure.
Oh, I'm going to pass out some pictures from the event. You can take a look at it.
Thank you, Councilman Freshwater, for acknowledging us and helping on that evening. It was a total success. And this man here, Al, did a fantastic job, not only with our event at Cefalos, but throughout the year, the Elks do a lot of great things in the community, and they don't brag about them, and they go pretty much unnoticed. But what he did with putting this all together with the veterans, homeless veterans that we're helping to get back, in housing and on their feet by giving them clothing and food. It's just a tremendous thing for these veterans who well deserve it. Without these people, we might not be sitting here, enjoying the freedom that we're enjoying right now. So it's mostly Al and the Elks and his organization, and the other Elks,
Allegheny Lodge, they're not on the north side. They're like our sister lodge. Matter of fact, we get a merge out, so we're going to merge with, so we can still give something back, but not as much as what we did before.
And what we need help with, and Al and I both came up with the idea of contacting these people and asking them why only 4 agencies out of 15, came out to our place. It didn't cost them a penny, and almost every, and I think Emmett will attest to this, almost everyone that walked out of there with probably $200 or $300 worth of coats, underwear, socks, hats, gloves, and things like that to prepare themselves for the winter. And so it's such a great thing for these people to come out and participate, but we can't go out and drag them into our place. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what we need help with, and maybe we'll look into chartering buses or something like that. So if there's any way that the council can help us put the word out, and maybe even if we get some donations from some of the local businesses or whatever, that would help us tremendously if we have to rent buses next year to do that.
Do you have
But
any idea
we're going to
when
continue.
you're going to do the next one?
Yeah, we're going to do it next year. We'll get, our lodge will get $8,000. Allegheny Lodge will get, our lodge will get 4, Allegheny will get 4, so we'll have 8. And we have about $900 worth of donations within our organization.
If you can let us know a few months before the date that you're going to do it.
We believe it's going to be the last maybe 2 weeks in August, one of those dates.
Yep.
And obviously, as a banquet facility, we try to work that in, wherever
You
we
could just,
can.
give us a reminder, like maybe in
He
May.
will. He was very helpful. He gave us some good ideas. Good guy. He gave a good, very manager. He gave us some ideas, and we'll be in contact with obviously Stacy and Emmett, and we'll keep you guys abreast of what we're doing.
Yeah, please,
Because
I know
they came
that I
in-
myself would love to help, and I'm sure.
The veterans came in like this, looking at the floor, but whenever they left, they were smiling. They had their heads held high, and it was great.
Now I have another question for you. Do you have to be a veteran to join the Elks?
No, you just have to be somebody that wants to help the community.
Okay.
We don't have a bar, so we don't do all that stuff. But all we do is just do good in the community. Where do you guys meet at? We meet at the Ukrainian Club. Second Thursday of every month, I have petitions to join. We'd love to have you. We want to get some members. Not sure what we need, but it's significant. It's not 2 or 3, but we have fun doing it. We have a bunch of husband and wives, and we build friendships. I mean, and it's just a great organization, and we're looking forward to next year. This guy, by the way, deserves accolades too, because I know what he charged us for the venue and everything, and he lost money. And they also donated underwear and things last year. This guy's a good guy for the community. I'm sure you all know that. And he's my friend.
I'd just like to when I get a microphone in front of me, sometimes I run it on and on. But anyway, this guy and the Elks have done such a great job. And not only they have done a great job, but I'm proud to be in Carnegie. I'm proud of this community. Just the young lady that came up here that stepped up, that you acknowledged, and I didn't know anything about that, was awesome. Maggie, the work that she does. The people of Carnegie seem like they want to help each other. You know, they want to contribute. If somebody's down, that they're always stepping up to help. And I'm so proud to be a part of that, and part of being the community that has that kind of attitude, and people that are involved in the community, and people like yourself that are doing a good job. And thank you. I'll shut up now. I won't ramble on and on and on.
I got the book, let's get
Thank you again.
Thank you. I don't think I'm going to say anything about the library tonight. Thank you, because you did, Stacy. And I just have to add about the BPOE, the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks. We feel very connected with them. That famous portrait that's in our SD post was donated by the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks as a housewarming present, and it's a start of every tour. And they've supported veterans for such a long time, but they've also supported organizations like the library and the Boys and Girls Club. And I get to have good meals too. He just doesn't know my name, but he's a really good guy. He calls me Isabel. And then one other thing I wanted to say about Carland. You know, we reached out, and we had our big benefit. It was a spectacular night. People came from all over, including from Carnegie. But we had 12 kids from Carleton High School who came out on Friday the 27th, the day before our benefit, when school was closed. They used their day off to come, and they got there a little before I did. I showed up at, maybe 5 after when I was supposed to be there, if I'm on time. But they got there at 9 o'clock. There was one day to sleep in, and they really did an amazing job. So this, to echo what Lenny was saying about the community pulling together, but I was just astonished by the caliber of these kids and who comes when the one day they can sleep in, because they have to start school at 7 in the morning, and they were there at 9 o'clock. So I'll get back into my library mode next time. Okay. Thanks.
It's interesting to hear all of this feedback from everyone about how well Carnegie works together. And I don't know if it's something in the air, especially this year, maybe in light of the 125th, but you really do feel it. And I have to say, I'm so proud of Carnegie. So many different organizations, groups, the borough, everyone just working together. It's noticeable. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah, well, after this, that's my time to get up and say something, because a lot of people, they do know that I run a small masonry business here. And as far as Carnegie, I have like Colwell bankers, Jeff Steffen, John Gutierrez, they come to our men's fellowship, Mike Colby, the mayor, he's given me the opportunity to work on his house whenever I want to. I've done Mike Troiani, he's given me the new Papa J's restaurant. I did the Masonic Hall, I did the frame shop, and I did the new the exercise place next to that. And Cobra, she gave me, but that's, I'm just saying, like you're saying, it's just awesome how they will give you an opportunity and they support you. But you got to do good work. But it's just like there's something in the air, because I mean they've been able to spread my name around, and that's just awesome that they can do that. And I love working here, because I have more work than I can, because the people know when you go to a job, you have to be accountable, because it's someone, even your name is mentioned. Stacy, I was working for Gino, and one of them, they even said, like, Stacy said something. So it's just, it is an awesome thing to be able to, be in Carnegie and take advantage of the good people, because you guys know how I share about, what goes on in this council meeting. So I'm one of the biggest fans up here too. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
good and welfare test, you got anything else?
How
do you top all that?
It's another back in the day story. On this day in 1964, Reverend Martin Luther King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for advocating a policy of nonviolence. And here's what I'd like to talk about with good welfare. It was on the news. There was this dog, I'm sure everybody saw it on KDKA, there was this toy fox terrier named Duchess. And she was from Florida. And she got lost February of 2007. And sure enough, and I'm going to find the person's name in Carnegie, they found this dog under the shed 12 years later. And I'm sure the dog just wasn't under the Carnegie shed for us. Okay, but that lady from Florida paid every year to have that chip re-registered, She had that much faith that that dog was going to come back. And lo and behold, they reunited. Her name is Catherine Strang, and she was from Florida, and she came up and she got reunited with her dog 12 years later. So don't ever give up hope. That's the moral of the story.
And all roads lead to Carnegie.
All roads lead to Carnegie.
For dogs, yeah.
And I'd like to touch on the veterans. There's a place in Washington County, maybe you gentlemen are familiar with it, it's Avis Harbor, and it's a homeless shelter like no other homeless shelter.
We got people from there.
There are 12 people, I just toured that facility about 2 months ago. That facility is beautiful. They have doctors coming in to treat the vets. They have a separate gym. They have a separate area for physical therapy. It is beautiful.
Is that part of the city mission too?
It is, because it's that section, it's the men, it's the veterans, and then there's women, and then there's another section for women and children as well.
Yeah, we got 18 from them that night. It was awesome. They did good work.
And in light of it all, if you know anybody struggling with drug and alcohol, my number's listed on the Borough website. Or if nobody wants to call me and there is an issue, you can always send them up to St. Clair, because Gateway staff St. Clair 24/7 in the Drug and Alcohol Division. And we're here to help to provide a lot of resources and or to get them into treatment. That's all I have for this evening. Thank you. Madam President.
I like all this positive stuff. I may touch also on the Fall Festival, because I was here for the Fall Festival, and it was a wonderful event. And just to touch on what Stacy was saying, the best part about the event, other than it was great having all the families in town, was that it involved the borough, it involved the churches, it involved the businesses, it involved just really everyone coming together for a day that was just an enjoyable day for everyone. It was a great tradition that I hope we can continue, like you stated. I also want to touch on this weekend, as you also mentioned, Stacy, the Carnegie Area Ministerial Association, which is CAMA, that's what CAMA is. They're going to have many churches open, and they're open at a certain time. It's all free. I mean, it includes starting at Old St. Luke's and Presbyterian, Charter Valley, United Presbyterian, Holy Trinity Ukrainian, All Saints Polish National, Carnegie United Methodist, the Idlemead Islamic Center, the St. Peter and Paul Ukrainian Orthodox Church, the Church of the Atonement, and St. John Evangelical Lutheran. That's a lot of churches that are going to be open. If you've ever been interested or you just want to go and see the church and talk to the people, please come out and do that. They're really reaching out to the community, and we want to encourage that. I think that's about all I have. Oh, Haunted Trail. First weekend of Haunted Trail was this past weekend. We had a really good crowd on Friday night. And if you know anyone that likes to be scared, for the next couple weekends, send them on up. I'm not one of them, but aside from that, there's good food and other things. So,
Pumpkin patch for the
pumpkin patch for the kids. so that's open for the next 2 weeks. We always have great things going on in this
7
town.
to 10,
It's
Friday
great.
and Saturday, both weekends.
7 to 10. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you for bringing that up. Mikey?
Thank you, Madam President. I really don't have anything other than I was at the Haunted Trail and I was at our Fall Festival, both events, and they were fantastic. You know, going into the Fall Festival because it was the very first year, first time ever, concerned about the crowd, and it was just amazing. Me and Regina were down helping with the hayride, and from the time it started, we actually started a half an hour earlier. It was non-stop until I left, and Regina said it was non-stop until she left. They actually extended the hours. So it's just great. And if it was that great this year, I'm sure it'll just get bigger and better, just like with everything that we do. You know, I'm excited about this year's light. I still call it Light Up Night. Let them sue me for the money or whatever the name grades. But I'm excited having it here for the first time. You know, so we just continue to get better with everything. Joanne does a fantastic job at what she does. Jeannie, you know, I got to speak to you that day, Saturday. Just, this is a great community. It really is. Maggie up at the library. I'm just so happy that I've been a part of it for the last 12 years. You know, I only have a couple months left, you know, but I'll still be around. You know, the Elks Club certainly can give me something to do on a Thursday night because I want to have the COG meetings to go to. So, you know, you may have a new member soon. And I'll take a more active role in the fire department and stuff, but it's just great to see the town that I was born and raised in just flourishing and doing so well.
I already had my time. Except to say, Lenny, I mean, opens his place up for the veterans, but he is a veteran also.
Everything that, it never fails, by the time it gets to me, everything that I want to talk about, everything I want to thank, they have already done it. So I second everything. And thank you all for coming. And it's nice to hear good things. And thank you all for getting up there and speaking and letting us know how you feel and what's going on. That's great. Okay?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.